Hey everybody, welcome to the live feed. This is what I'm trying to work around right now. So Braska here wanted to join our live feed. Today, as I try not to get distracted, I wanted to dive into why I chose to torch my resumes and why my awards are now meaningless to me. And I know those sound like strong words, strong actions, and perhaps even negative in a sense, but they're really not. And I'm going to share why. Before I do have a show up right now. So if you're anywhere near San Diego, you are welcome to come check that out. I'm going to be doing a meet and greet at Edelman Fine Art in Little Italy this Saturday from 12 to 1 Pacific time. Chances are, if you ever do see this video, because not many people tend to see my videos, it'll probably be long after this show and perhaps after I am gone. But I'm trying to do the legwork I can to share the artist talks, provide guidance for those that seek it. And I'm happy to talk about anything and everything you would like as well. So feel free to share your thoughts, your comments, and things you'd like me to talk about. I also do a lot of live feeds over on Facebook where I do a little bit better, so you can join me there as well. But I'm on all the platforms. But back to the resume. So the reason I torched the resume was 2019. I decided I was just done working for anyone else ever again. I was done with the general workforce. I was going to focus on my dream and I was determined to go out on my shield. So I was either going to live my dream, make it happen, or, I'm just going to die. And I was committed to that. And so I took my work resume, was just done with it, burned, gone. And okay, so logical there. Like I'm committed to the dream, fine. Like burn the work resume, but what about the art resume? And I chose to torch that too. Now my art resume was like 10 pages long. It had like every show that I've done, and it was like well up over 100. It had all of my awards on it, which was like well over a dozen, not to mention all the different teaching engagements and whatnot. And it was just like this endless book of information. And I thought, well, okay, like it shows that I've done stuff, but like, is it really a reflection of who I am? And is it really that important? And I know, like, when you're looking for a job, they talk about, oh, the resume. You have to dust up your resume. You have to make sure that everything looks good and freshen it up. And you got to have this articulated like this and this like this. And like, does it really matter? There have been so many people I think that have had potential to do a great job at things that had nothing on their resume but the desire to grow and the desire to learn. And conversely, I think that you could have somebody with an overinflated resume that just is not willing to grow, that doesn't want to learn something. So I don't think that they're much like an SAT. Like I don't think it's an accurate reflection of anything. I don't believe that the SAT is a reflection of your intelligence. It's your ability to answer and fill in bubbles within a standardized system. And for me personally, I don't fit into a standardized system. And so when I have people look at me, I want them to look at what I am doing. What am I doing now? And I think that that's the most important thing. And so that was a big part of it, is that I wanted to focus on what I'm doing now and where I am going. And I wanted to, even though it's good to remember the past and to acknowledge the past because it helped me get to where I am, it helped me grow. I learned a lot of valuable lessons, but they are in the past. And what's important now is what I'm doing today and what I'm doing tomorrow. And I think that too often in life, we get focused on our achievements, the things that we've done before, the resume. Well, I did this, I did that. And what happens is we get complacent, we get comfortable, we get lazy because we feel like, oh, well, and comparing it to other people, we have this standardized system of like what is considered to be a lot in terms of accomplishing things. And I don't want to be like that. Like I want to be growing and learning and pushing myself each day. And so it kind of goes back to something else that I've talked about, which is the idea of the starving artist. And I used to absolutely hate the idea of being a starving artist. Like I was like, well, I don't want to be poor. I don't want people to look at me like I'm starving. And the older and the more mature I got, the more experience I got, the more success that I got, the more I realized that the reason I have been successful is because of the starving artist mentality, the hunger, the drive, the passion, the intensity. And I understand that a lot of people, the majority of people, are not going to agree with that or like that or understand that. But I am not here to fit within the lane that somebody else wants to put me in. I am here to do what I do, to be myself, to be the best version of myself, and to open up doors for other people. And that means that I have to step out of the lane and the boxes that people try to put me in and do things a different way. And so I am focused on staying hungry, staying passionate, staying intense, even if it means that other people are going to judge me or think that I'm crazy or think that I'm ridiculous or that I'm arrogant or that I'm brash or whatever, because I know that I don't think that I am better than anybody. And I am here and I share my struggles and I share everything honestly. And candidly, I want people to know the totality of my experience. And it's not that I want anybody to take my path or my road or to think like me or to be like me, but I just want to open up the doors so that people can be the best versions of themselves and think for themselves and discover the paths that they would like to go down. And so that kind of brings me to the idea of the awards. It's like all the scholarships, all the awards. Like I do still have some here on the wall, but like I look at them and like at a time they meant a lot to me. They made me feel validated. They made me feel seen, which at certain times in your life, when you're still in a state of focusing on the ego, that can be very bolstering. It can be very helpful in pushing you forward. So they definitely served a value for me in the past. But I look at them now, and right now in this moment, they don't mean anything to me because what am I doing today? I need to be pushing to earn today. And what I did yesterday, like, cool, like it was great, but yesterday passed. We're not there anymore. And I have to be looking to the future. I have to be in the moment, but moving towards the future. And that's why the things that I did yesterday no longer mean something to me. And it's why every day, like today, it's hump day. It's raining. We've had a rainy winter in San Diego for what a rainy winter is considered in San Diego. And it seems like every time that I'm supposed to have a run day, it rains, but I go out and I run anyway. And so I'll be out and people will be like 10 layers deep or like in their cars, really nobody even out, and I'm still just out doing my thing because guess what? It's run day and it doesn't matter what I did yesterday or the day before. I can't rest on my accomplishments of the past. I need to always be pushing myself to grow until my dying breath because that's what I'm here to do is to grow and to open up doors for other people and to share my experiences. So those are my thoughts. That's why I torch the resumes. I know people are going to probably be like, "What the fuck? Why would you do that?" And I'm not suggesting that you do it. I'm not saying that that's the right thing for you to do. It may be the absolute wrong thing for you to do. I know a lot of places are going to be like, "Hey, you need a resume," but I've just hit a point where I feel like if somebody approaches me, I can say like, "Look, you can look me up, you can see the things that I've done. If that's not enough for you, then we don't have to work together." I want to work with the people that want to work with me because they see what I'm doing right now. And I think that that's the most important thing is what you are doing right now. So if you have been in a state where maybe you feel like you've been trapped, you haven't been doing anything, maybe you feel like a complete failure, know that the past, you can let go of that. And that today you can choose to be something new. You can choose to be something different. You can choose to move towards a new goal and you can make it happen. I believe in you. And I believe that you can win awards and I support that. And I think that you deserve all the recognition and the accomplishments possible. And maybe at some point you'll reach a point too where you're like, you know what, that stuff doesn't really matter to me anymore. And if you do, great. If not, that's okay too. You're on your own journey. So you got to do whatever works for you. So don't be like me, be like you, but figure out what that means to you. And you don't have to operate inside the box or the lanes that others prescribe to you. Find yourself. I'll see you next time. CariniArts.com.